This is the second video in a series of how I was able to keep almost 40 pounds off in a year and 9 months. So what I was saying in the last video is that, what we don't want to do is we don't want to stress our body so much that it tries to hold on to the fat. I am no expert in all this. This is just stuff I've read on social media from people who are professionals and know a lot more about this than I do. I'm not an expert in it. This is just a school of hard knocks. But one of the consistent things I hear over and over is it's not really good to overwork out or to starve yourself. Because if you starve yourself or you work out too much, your body goes into survival mode and has a tendency to hold on to the fat up to a point. So, whenever I'm eating, I try not to get into a super hunger mode. I used to skip lunch every day and I'd be super hungry throughout the day. And as I learned more about it, I stopped skipping lunch, and instead I would have high volume, low calorie foods, broccoli, cauliflower, watermelon. I'll mention more of these foods later on. Red potatoes, boiled red potatoes, all boiled, not fried, of course. And basically that would, from my understanding, kind of tell my body that, hey, I'm not starving. I have something for my stomach to digest, and it would have a tendency to continue to burn the fat, or just have to burn the fat because the calories were so low. One of the things I've also done is I've implemented weight training. All right, so I was very resistant to the weight training because I kind of felt like my jiu-jitsu was plenty of resistance training, and it is good resistance training. If you've never done jiu-jitsu, you wouldn't know, but it's not only great for your cardio, but it's also great for your strength training. But I started thinking, I should go ahead and add the weight training also, because while my legs are pretty muscular from all the mountain bike riding over the last, bike riding over the last 50 plus years, my upper body is not, super muscular. So I've started a weight training program, paid a coach to get me started on the right track. I'm pretty consistent. I've been told by my friend who's a PT, you really only have to do it twice a week. You got to lift heavy from your age, but be careful to warm up so you don't end up pulling a tendon. And it doesn't take very long at all. So I only have to do it twice a week. I've been doing it 3 times a week. And I'm in and out of there in less than a half an hour, so anyway, the weight training, I'm hoping will build more muscle, and the more muscle you have, from what I understand, burns more calories when you're just keeping the lights on. Just like right now, I'm burning calories even though I'm not exercising. And the theory is the more muscle you have, the more calories you'll burn while you're resting. And so the other thing that I've done is I was for a long time weighing myself once a week. I was making the mistake of weighing myself more than that, but it's kind of depressing because your body fluctuates so much from the amount of carbohydrates you consume, the amount of salt you have, water, all that. So one of the things I did learn is avoid the temptation of weighing any more than once a week. Try to weigh the exact same time, under the same circumstances. And I did that for many, many months. But now what I've done, since I've gotten close to that 40-pound marker, and since I've started lifting weights, knowing that the muscle is going to increase my weight, muscle mass will increase weight, I've started just only measuring my pot belly and my love handles. So that's the part of my body that I still would love to get rid of. I still feel like I have a little bit more to lose there. I don't want to become a fanatic. I'm certainly not a model. Who cares what I look like? I care. I don't want to carry any excess fat in my around my intestines and everything if I can get rid of it. So basically what I've done is, from the very beginning, measuring that roundest part of my belly, I've lost a total of 8 inches in terms of circumference of that belly. And I think that I have a couple more inches to go. I don't know that, but I'm just going to keep lifting the weights, keep trying to eat right, do the things I'm talking on this video, And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and it'll come off. But it's now a lifestyle. The other thing that that I've been told over and over is that sleep is so important. Now, as you get older, some of us, we can't sleep very well. The doctor has given me a sleeping medication. I forget the name of it. I'll try to take it maybe once every 2 weeks, or 3 weeks or something like that. So that it's the generic of Ambien. So I'll take that once every 2 or 3 weeks, so that I'm guaranteed to get a really good night's sleep every once in a while, like a good full 8 hours. Now, all the rest of the nights, I never sleep 8 hours. I go to bed at 9 o'clock, and I'll sleep till 2. So I'll sleep about, 5 hours, and then I'm wide awake. And then usually what I'll try to do is I'll just lay there and tell myself, even though you're not sleeping, your body is resting, it's recuperating. And a lot of times I'll fall back asleep in about an hour and sleep till about 5 or so. But my doctor, who has always had trouble sleeping his whole life, even when he was younger, told me that, even if you can't sleep, if you just lay there and rest, you're still doing your body good. And hopefully I'm still burning some fat. So that's something I've learned. When I was younger, I get so frustrated, get angry with myself. I wouldn't be able to sleep when you get angry with yourself. Sometimes I just go ahead and get up at 2 in the morning and just start my day. I decided that I would try not to do that most days. I wouldn't look at my phone and just lay there and rest. And last night that actually happened to me, and I was able to go back to sleep. So you can't control your sleep completely, but you can have some habits that will help you to rest and possibly get some more sleep. The thing that has really kind of dawned on me is 1 year and 9 months is a long time to work as hard as I have on my diet and my exercise to get to this point. And it just seems like it's so slow going. But I have to remind myself that it's taken me about 40 years to get as obese as I did. So 1 year and 9 months is nothing compared to the 40 years that it took me to get to this point. It's kind of like credit card debt. I mean, when you're eating too many calories and you're putting that weight on, you're adding that interest over and over, and it's just so hard to clean that credit card completely and get your debt removed. But over time, you can do it. It just doesn't happen overnight. All right, so let's talk some about the type of calorie foods that I've learned that work well for me. One thing I want to say right off the beginning is I do allow myself a cheat day once a week. Now, the cheat day used to be crazy, man. I would drink so much and eat so much and everything. And what I learned over time was that I just didn't enjoy that very much, because I knew that after that cheat day was over, I was going to have to put in so much work to just burn the calories that I had, taken on from cheating so much. So now my cheat day, I'll have some very low calorie ice cream, like I think it's the name of it is Halo, something like that, vanilla bean. It's only like 290 calories per serving. I'll have dark chocolate. There's a couple brands of dark chocolate I really like, and I'll eat some of the dark chocolate, have some of the low calorie ice cream. And throughout the week, every once in a while, I'll have a piece of dark chocolate, or a piece or two, because I've heard that that's good for the male plumbing, male body. A lot of my low calorie foods I have chosen because a lot of times men have problem with their prostate as they get older. So I try to choose the low calorie foods that are also good for my male system. So a lot of your berries, like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, all that. I'll go to Sam's Club, buy the huge frozen bags of those, and I'll eat those with the non-fat Greek yogurt and watermelon. I'll make a huge portion of it. I do cheat a little bit by putting some honey on it, probably too much honey sometimes, but I can just eat a lot of that. Love it. In the winter, it's a little harder because you can't get the watermelon. In the summer, it's great. I'll salt it a lot. So that's definitely my go-to for most meals, and not just on my cheat day. On my cheat day, I go ahead and allow myself have some nuts, like some walnuts, almonds. Let me see, what else do walnuts, almonds, just the nuts that I've read that are good for the male system. I will do some pistachios during the week, and I'll also do some chocolate-covered pistachios mixed in with my fruit concoction just to keep it good. I try not to do any peanut butter except for on my cheat day because it's so high calorie for the amount of protein you get. And let me see, what else do I do? I do steak and egg whites. I'll also throw a couple of eggs in there too because I like the egg yolks. The egg whites are much lower in calorie, but the full eggs with the yolk, I guess, is supposed to be good for your brain. That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true, but I also like the taste of it, so I'll mix those in. But instead of saying like doing 6 eggs, I'll do 1 egg with a bunch of egg whites. I'll cook steak in the crock pot, steak and chicken breast. Round eye steak is supposed to be one of the best for high protein, low calorie. I eat a lot of non-fat cottage cheese. I'll mix that with tuna that comes from water. That's supposed to be really high protein, low fat. I boil a lot of vegetables, so like after I get done riding the mountain biking when I'm just starving, I'll have a non-alcoholic beer, which is only like 50 calories, and I'll eat like 2 or 3 boiled red potatoes. Sometimes I'll eat boiled broccoli or boiled cooked carrots, boiled carrots. I'll use hummus with raw cauliflower, raw radishes, raw celery, and I also have been buying pre-cooked beets, and I'll eat those. Those are supposed to be good for the male system as well. Let me see, what else? Your diet, from what I've heard, is supposed to be about 1/3 protein, 1/3 carbs, and 1/3 fat. When I say carbs, I'm talking about good carbs, and fat, I'm talking about good fat. So I'll have like a half of an avocado a day. Yeah, let me see. That's about it. I know you can go a lot more with the diet. The other thing is I'll do sunflower seeds each day, just a handful of them with salt. For snacks in the car while I'm driving, I'll do sourdough pretzels, and I'll do like beef jerky. So you don't have to keep it refrigerated. It's high in protein. It's probably not the best for you, but it's definitely better than stopping at a Chick-fil-A and getting a huge value meal, which is what I used to do. Now I do drink caffeine-free Coke Zero as a treat. I'll do on the road. I do black coffee. I sweeten my coffee with protein shakes. The protein shakes are already they're already kind of like milk. I'm sure there's a better way of taking on protein, like you can get a bag of protein, but for the convenience of using it like a coffee creamer, that works well for me. Gosh, there's so much more about diet. I have a go-to at Chick-fil-A for my morning breakfast when I'm on the road, and it's basically grilled chicken, English muffin with extra egg whites, extra pickles, extra tomatoes, it's a lot of food for a few calories. Last time I ate there for lunch, I got a grilled chicken sandwich with a lettuce wrap instead of the bread. I've heard that the sourdough bread is not so bad for you in moderation, so I'll do that every once in a while, and I'll do the highest quality butter that you can do for those splurges with the sourdough. We could talk about diet on, and to be honest with you, that's where most of it is the diet, as I've learned. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. I know I've gone long, rambled, but maybe it has helped some people out there. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, and hey, I'm just like one beggar trying to help another beggar where to find food. I don't have it all figured out, but maybe this will help somebody out there. Cheers.